Coming up in this episode of the KickCast, a way to take control of your dreams, a charger for your phone that doesn't take up a socket, and a game that will help you step up your game. All that and more coming up. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the KickCast. I am Ktdata, and of course, joining me is the one and only Drew Tyler. How are you doing today, Drew?
Very good, very good. I'm happy to be here. It's always a joy to spend my Tuesday nights kicking it with KT.
Oh, I love it, and I always enjoy you being here. If you guys have never seen the KickCast before, this is the show where Drew and I go out into the world of crowdfunding websites, and there are many of them these days. And
Yes.
we go find the coolest projects and bring them back and share them with you and let them know if we want to backtrack or sack them. And, a lot of the times what we say reflects our credit card statements.
Yes, we are just discussing that. And the more we back and track, the less happy our wallets are. But we get cool gadgets and toys. So
Yeah.
it's a trade-off.
All right, so before we kind of go into some of these projects, let's go on to our news story right here. Here's from one of Kickstarter's competitors, I would say, is Indiegogo. They have released some updates to their website, and most significantly is the campaigner dashboard. So there's more data. You can pull more things out. There are such things like gives you easier to make fulfillments, easier to look at your perks, and they even have this thing called a promoted perk where you can actually go find which perk is performing the best, and you can say, hey, this is the perk that everybody wants, so you should kind of get it. Plus, this is the cool thing. You can now integrate your crowdfunding project into Google Analytics. So people might be wondering, all right, why are you so excited about Google Analytics? Google Analytics is pretty much the de facto standard for websites and seeing how well their site goes. Even ktdata.net runs off Google Analytics, so you can get numbers and stuff. So now you have the nice graphs and reporting from Google that you can actually use, and that I think is actually something that you should probably consider if you're running your own project, is these analytics, so you can see which websites are getting more people there where they can come in and they're pledging more, so you can focus on your advertising over there. Say your Facebook is getting more interaction, you want to focus on those guys to see if you can get more traction from there and whatnot. So I really like having Google Analytics to do that, so I'm excited about that. Aren't you, Drew?
I am. I just did a whole lecture today in one of my classes about using analytics, and I showed them some of my Facebook backend stuff for managing pages, and just the whole idea of analytics. If you know where your audience is and what they want, what they're doing, success is around the corner.
Wing. All right, so I kind of alluded to this a little bit at the beginning of the show, is that there are a lot of crowdfunding sites out there now. Square Enix, for all those gamers out there, they are the guys who are the masterminds behind Final Fantasy, among many other games. Right there, they have partnered with Indiegogo to start the Square Enix Collective. And what the collective is it's almost like a crowdfunding project where you can list your game idea on their collective feedback platform, and people will give you feedback and whatnot for 28 days. And if it seems like if the community is liking your idea, Square Enix will kind of look through your project and stuff, make sure you guys are, you're capable of being able to fulfill this idea and everything. And after that, it gets listed on Indiegogo as a crowdfunding project, so all those people who said they would support it can actually put their money behind their mouth.
Put the money behind the mouse. Good.
Yep. And then get that out. And, that's a great way. I love this idea because people might be wondering why you would want to do this versus just going out by yourself. I think this is a great idea because, one, Square Enix, they're known for video games and whatnot, so they already have that following. If you're a smaller indie company, you might have a hard time advertising, so at least you can leverage that. Plus, you can get input from people who would be willing to submit or give money to your project in the first place, so you can kind of tailor it to that, so you have a higher chance of having your Indiegogo platform or project get through. Plus, after that, Square Enix, they know how to make games, so
Right.
they'll make sure you're not over promising things. Kind of help guide you, give you some advice, so your project can be successful from inception all the way to delivery, that final product out, final game out. So I like that idea. Can you see a lot of more sites like this or big companies
Yeah,
partnering
exactly.
with crowdfundings instead of just trying to start their own platform?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's definitely, um, there's an interesting way for bigger players to kind of get an edge of that, just the crowdsourced ideas. This is actually
Yeah.
really interesting.
And it's still so there's still more information coming in, and they're going to announce more at the Game Developer Conference, which is November
That's
5th through
I'll say a
7th.
couple weeks. Good.
So that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that because you do see a lot of video games out there, and this is only going to help those good games kind of rise above everybody else. All right.
Hopefully, it's not like designed by committee, and that everybody wants their little piece in there, and so the games end up being not good because there's too many ideas in there. But I
Yeah.
guess that's probably why you have somebody at Square Enix like that to kind of guide the final iteration. But
Yeah. And
sorry, let's move.
that way you
Let's move
can.
on. Sorry.
All right. No worries. So let's go on to our next one. Back to our friends at Kickstarter, of course. They are yet expanding to
Again,
to two more countries. They are now going to New Zealand and Australia on there. So again, they're doing this. I love how they do this 1 month kind of quiet period where projects can be submitted and they can tweak it for that 1 month before they actually launch the site out to. And of course, just like everything else, they're not going to have a separate site. It is going to be integrated with the main Kickstarter site, and it will be in local currency, which is I forgot, but it will all be in local currency. And
they pay in Wallaby Scrotums.
definitely on there. So I now I know what I need to exchange my money for when I go to Australia or New Zealand.
It seems like just like not even that long ago that you and I were talking about them expanding into Canada. I mean, this
Yeah,
is. I think we'll see a lot more of these. They keep growing.
yeah, they're growing, and of course, they instead of using Amazon Payments, since it's a U.S. only thing, they're using a third party payment processor, which they don't mention. So I guess they want to be in the shadows.
So be it.
Yep. All right. So one thing that doesn't want to be in shadows is our first project of the night. And Drew,
Well,
don't you like to sleep?
I was
I,
gonna say, it
I
kind of
love
does. It is kind of a shadowy deal.
I love sleeping,
I
but
love sleeping and dreaming.
yeah. And so our first project is called Lucy, and it is actually a lucid dream inducer that uses brainwaves to detect when you're in rapid eye movement cycle. So for those people who are wondering, like, KT, what in the world is a lucid dream? A lucid dream is commonly referred to as a waking dream. So have you guys ever had that moment when you're sleeping, but you know you're dreaming and you're wide awake? What's cool about that is since you're in this dream state, you can, pretty much make it go anything you want, almost like Willy Wonka's. So you can make your whole
Yes.
world a giant world of candy or whatnot.
Yes. And I have.
Like pretty much every music video you've seen, you can recreate all of that in your dreams, and you will be the rock star on there.
It's true. And I love that there's more people trying to induce it. When I first toyed with lucid dreaming, the idea of it, years and years and years ago, you had to like find kind of obscure books. Even on the internet, you'd have to find like it just wasn't as popular. It seems like now there's more and more people that are saying, "Hey, let's try and help people find this method of lucid dreaming." So I'm interested in Lucy. Tell me more.
Yeah. So what's really interesting about this is so far a lot of devices that have kind of tried to get you to get into that lucid dream state have been using like
Like eye
eye
patches.
patches with LEDs on them that will detect when you're in rapid eye movement. That's when you're dreaming, and then it'll start blinking lights. The problem with that is if you're dreaming, you might just attribute those flashing lights to whatever you're in dream. Like, oh look, the Eiffel Tower is blinking, or something like that. So that's a little hard. So what Lucy does, it's actually a silicon band, and instead of trying to detect rapid eye movement, it actually detects brain waves. It has an EEG scanner, an electroencephalogram, and it will detect your brain waves. And depending on what stage of sleep, your brain waves are in different modes right there. So what it does is once it detects that you're in your rapid eye movement, you actually are wearing earbuds at the same time, which they also promote as blocking out sound. So if you live in a noisy street or something, you won't hear anything. And then it will say in a voice, "This is a dream. Take control." And then that should trigger you into your lucid dream state. Um, So
Easy
far,
enough.
yeah, so far in their production, they don't have any word on battery life and whatnot because they're earlier in the designs, and that's actually one of the things that worries me a little bit about this. It's in this weird state where it's not entirely concept because they have working prototypes and everything, but it's not to the point where everything has been worked out. They're still using an Arduino for their amplifier and stuff, but they're talking with companies on making
Mm.
the amplifier into a contained thing. And that the amplifier is what actually worries because it's a little thing that's a dongle from the
Like
headband, and it
tuck it
just
into the silicone band, or do you just like let it flop around?
yeah. I'm a little worried about that just because I am the type of person who doesn't stay still when they're sleeping, and I can see myself snapping that within a
Yeah,
week of having it because it will get snagged up in something like that.
yeah. I would tell you that I love the idea, and that for um, sparking lucid dreams, audible alerts and the visual alerts, they work and they work well. I mean, that's what the whole show Inception is about. That's why they have their dream tokens, because you dream about certain things over and over again, and you can realize when they're real and when you're not. So I think this is one that I definitely would like to look into, and for me, this is one that I'll jump on board with.
Yeah. So of course, again, like I said earlier, we have our rating system, Drew. So is this a back track or a sack for you?
This is a back for me. This is a back, and so even though $150 I think is the level that you've got to get to be one of the first owners of the Lucy, um, that's still like half off what they'll be doing. These are Canadian dollars, by the way, CAD.
A.
Eh, but I would back it.
Yeah, I'd have to say track just because of the things that I mentioned, since they're in that area where some things may change as they go on, because that's what happens as a product evolves. You run into these issues and you got to engineer a way around them. So it's a little too early for me to feel a little comfortable in putting money in it. But if they get close, I will definitely put money into it to help push them over.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it develops. So I'm a track with a heavy back on the end.
Yeah, because they have about 60 backers and about $9,000 raised, and they're going for 50.
Month to go,
Yep.
quarter of the way. Yeah.
So they got some time to go on there. So that is Lucy. All right.
Hello, Lucy.
So Drew,
Yes, sir.
there's a problem that we always have in the world of
You want to know what my
owning
my
all these
problem is?
electronics, and it's not because I back all these projects. It's because all these projects use electronics,
That's right.
and
Everyone has some sort of charge cord or some charge cable. If you walk in my kitchen, you see that I've got phones and iPods and iPads and just stuff. It's always charging. It's a problem.
yeah. So you want to tell people about this next project right here?
So the next one that we want to talk about that we think is pretty grand is on Indiegogo. It's called the Thing Charger. Awesome new charger for all your things. Why somebody didn't think about this beforehand, I don't know. But if you're looking at this, as I'm sure that Katie's showing it to you, right? Coming up, there it is.
Yep.
Bam. So the idea here is that they have come up with a very simple plan. They give you a charger that fits right into your other normal wall outlets, but on the top you can exchange the top of it for different charger connections. Lightning, 30 pin, USB, micro USB. You have all these options so that you could feasibly charge multiple things at one time with different devices. So they actually nest together. You can plug one in and plug one into that and then plug one into that. And so they have a great picture of that showing an iPad in the back, a Samsung in the middle, and then a little nano iPod on the front end, all using different chargers, but all getting all the juice that they need, plus leaving the two outlets open for more things. And underneath each of those, by the way, I don't know if they show it, but underneath each of those bricks are two more USB outlets, or ports. And then here's the one that got me for this idea. I thought, okay, sure, I would probably put my tips, order it up, put my tips in, and leave it because I charge the same things over and over. But they've built in these pockets in the back of each thing charger where you can put your mini USB or your micro USB or your 30 pin. You can store it in the back of your thing charger. It's amazing. I mean, just the design. I don't know why somebody hasn't come up with this. I'm pretty excited about this one. Did I cover most of the facts? What else did I miss there?
No, I think you got most of it, and it is awesome. I love it. And for those people at home who are wondering that, wait, aren't you, I'm gonna blow out a circuit or something if I start stacking too many of these. Keep in mind that a USB port really only takes 5 volts or so from the whole thing, and you have 120 going through your each wall socket. So as long as you don't put like, I probably wouldn't plug a desktop computer or something into the same plug outlet, but I think you should be fine in most sense. And of course, they all have circuit breakers in there somewhere, probably too, to keep things from blowing up.
Right, or going too fast. But yeah, I really love this. I guess the no cord option is what's really getting me here. I mean, to be able to just sit my phone on top of that, and it's right next to my desk or in my kitchen, it seems like an ideal place to pop it, up next to the wall. I think that's pretty darn cool because right now, if I were to show you my kitchen, which I could because you know what, I'm mobile. Come with me. Come with me.
We're gonna compare cables
Yeah,
now.
seriously, look at this. This is where I'm at with my. Am I there? I'm in. I've concocted this contraption here where you
That
can
is
see back
cool.
here. This is hanging from beneath my counter, and I've got 2 iPod chargers, a phone charger. All the cables are just dangling down here into my messy countertop, and I have this like fake thing from Home Depot. I don't know if you go a little lower. Bam! This right here is where I lay my iPods or my iPads when I change them. They go clear up here. If I could take this messy thing here, it's hard not being able to see what I'm shooting. Oh, it is right there.
That's one of those quirky chargers,
That is a
right?
quirky. That is a quirky. So if I could like take this, pull it out, and put phones and iPads here, I could probably at least fit phones here with a couple of those. I mean, I'd be golden. I would be so happy. So this would solve a big problem. And my wife has also chimed in to say she too would be happy. So this is definitely a back for me. Love this one.
Yeah, this is a back for me too. I'm actually gonna go back this right after the show because I saw this. My this is cool. Even if we don't put this on the show, I'm backing this on there. And so it's a great idea, and I can't wait because I do too. Have like I carry a power strip with me when I travel, Drew, just for this reason.
I can totally see you
Like I
packing
seriously
that.
I have I either take one of the squids or I have a
Mm-hmm.
thing. So like it's bad. So this would help definitely if I took that. So that's 2 backs from us for the thing charger.
And we're hoping that it goes up and over the top because they are not only 4,000 in 25K. I mean, they've got a ways to go. So I'm this is one that I'll be sharing with friends and family.
Yep, help them out. They seem like a good couple. All right. So for our final project today, Drew, I feel bad because this really doesn't apply to you. Since you are
Yeah,
you are a Mac daddy of all the ladies, you don't really need this. It's for people like me who are just awkward out in public.
it's the awkward fixer.
It's called the Connection, and it is supposedly a card game that will help you learn more about people. So the idea on how to play this, it comes in a can. That's why they call it a connection.
Is that the only connection to connection?
Well, they have these category cards too, and one of them is connection or can and all that stuff too, which I'll explain in 1 second. So this is how you play. This is a group game, of course. No solitaire for you,
Get to know
and
yourself.
yeah, you deal out 7 cards to everybody who's playing, and then you decide one person who's going to be it or the candidate. So everybody's going to pick their answers according to what they think this
And did it.
person do. So there's these categories where there are connection. Those are like, yeah, definitely he or she would definitely do that. He would like to do it, but he's not totally in love with the idea. Me, that's swimming. Cannot do is he's totally not into that. Death hikes across Mount Everest. That's something I would not want to do. And not my kind of date is probably, I don't know, climbing an active volcano,
Hmm.
something like that. So and then after that, the candidate orders them in the order that he thinks they are his favorites on there, and then people get points. And then you score enough points, you win the game. But it's not really about winning the game. It's more about sharing experiences and trying to guess if this person would want to hike a mountain or if you would rather lay on a beach somewhere. Laser Norm hit it right on. This game does remind me of Cards Against Humanity. I love Cards Against Humanity. That was actually a Kickstarter project. Most people do not know that, but it started off as a Kickstarter project. I have all the Cards Against Humanity and all 3 expansions on it. If you guys haven't played Cards Against Humanity, it's kind of like apples to apples, except as politically incorrect as possible.
Oh, I was gonna bring up apples to apples. I did not realize that this Cards Against was.
Let's just say this is the more adult version, and I would not play this with the girls. Then again, I even know some adults that would be offended if you tried to play this with them.
Okay, I just went to the site. This is a free party game for horrible people.
Yes,
got it.
So this is what it reminds me of, and even though the whole idea is they try to sell this as you trying to be able to figure out the perfect date, so you don't have to just go to dinner and movie. Drew never has to do that because he has the most creative ideas for dates ever.
Well, I was gonna say I never get out on dates ever. I've got 3 kids.
Do I have to go babysit your kids so you and your wife can go on a date?
Yes, wouldn't that be great?
We need to work this out so I can do
Leave my
that.
kids
So you guys can have a night on the town.
Bring the whole KickCast, your studio, KTcast.
Like we're just gonna stream your girls for
a
whole 6 hours while you guys are gone.
No, I like the idea of having I guess something that helps you with the small talk, or at least helps you get to know somebody. So I think that is a good thing, and I think at certain levels of any relationship, it's nice to be able to get to know somebody and guess what they'd like and when. I mean, I've been married for 12 blissful years, and I'm just barely getting on the same page. So she totally agrees. So I think this has some merit to it. This idea that you can kind of get to know somebody and think about what they want to do and what they'd be into for dates. I like it.
Yeah, I like this idea. This is definitely a back for me, just because it does remind me of Cards Against Humanity, and it's one of those games that you can get. This I would feel more comfortable taking into a group of strangers in Cards Against Humanity, because sometimes you'll be like, "That's the weird guy with that weird game."
However, next time we get together, we ought to play Cards Against Humanity. I'm interested. Oh my
Do you really want to know how much of a horrible person I am? Because I can become horrible.
Well, I'm just looking at this site and I'm like, wow. So at least this connection looks to have a very solid, stable, like you said, mixed gender. Like it's meant for this. Whereas Cards Against, I don't know that I would play that with unless it was somebody I really knew really well.
Yeah.
So not to get them confused, the connection looks like it's got a good solid base.
Yeah. So is it a backtrack or sack for you?
I'll track it. I'd give this as a gift. You know what? Yeah. That's what I would do. I would definitely back this to give this as a gift to somebody and say, "Hey, congratulations, welcome to your college life. Here's what'll help you."
Yeah, I'm gonna take a notepad with this and take notes too, because I'm gonna step up my game somehow.
There you go. I'm gonna throw this in my studio because they nicknamed the Studio 76, like our workroom. They nicknamed it the Cat Cave. So I'll just throw this in on the table and let the students, instead of me listening to their idle chatter and their funny flirtatiousness, I'll just put this out there and say, play games, find your dates, get to know each other and have fun.
All right. I'm just worried. Like I can see one day you just walking out of your office and like, just kiss already, you two.
There's 2 that I'm thinking about. There's 2 that I'm just like, really? You can play Rampage on our N64 all day long. Why don't you just go out already?
All right, Drew. That is actually all the projects we have. Where does the time always go? Like it seriously just flies by.
And what I love is that even before we fire up the show, we chatted for like an hour about all sorts of random things.
And that is why you guys should watch live, because we stream a lot of it, so you can always watch us live. At live.kickcast.net, and actually our next one is not October 15th because today is October 15th. Right. It is actually October 29th, if I remember correctly.
Which is right near to Halloween. What are we going to do special? Do you want to wear costumes?
I can wear costumes. I wear costumes all the time. Yeah. I have hats and horns are over here already.
Let's at least go with hats and horns. Let's do that.
Hats on are there. But what I want to tell you guys, what also is exciting about of October 29th is we're running a contest right now. So you guys have 2 weeks to enter this contest. Head on over to it's 1 year since the KickCast started.
It's pretty amazing,
It's
really.
nuts. It's seriously nuts. I'm like,
You still
holy
look
crap.
like a spring chicken.
But we're giving away stuff from projects that we have done before. So if you look back, I'm giving away one of the prints from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Heroes guys. I am giving away a jar of mayonnaise. This stuff, like seriously, this stuff, amazing on everything.
It
It's
looks amazing.
it's manly mayo. It's like awesome. Um,
I wish I could win,
and
but
then
I'm not eligible.
and then we are also giving away, what is the other thing that we're giving away? Oh,
From the Kickstarter that I'm
yeah,
backing, by the way.
a 3D printed
Yeah,
steampunk dinosaur slash dragon,
yep.
which may be limited edition. If you guys look, they're only halfway to their goal. So
We're 2 weeks. We're halfway. So if you're listening to this and it's within our time limit, jump in there and even jump on and grab the little tiny micros because I think those are dang cool. Those are like this big, like
yeah,
less than an inch squared, and they have all the details as the big ones. But what we're giving away is somewhere in that medium range. Like I don't know what this one is, but yes, dinosaur and or dragon. So I will be donating that, and we'll be able to, even if that doesn't fund, which I feel positive that it's going to because I feel good about it, and I'm also very much the optimist. But we'll definitely be able to print one regardless.
yeah, and
For a winner.
and we actually have another prize that I have forgotten to put on there, but it will be up there shortly. Is a our good friend Dave Michael, Sales Geek. He is actually donating a swag bag that was from Nerdtacular 2013. I have one of those swag bags, and
Cool.
they are awesome. If you are a big fan of Warcraft or any Blizzard stuff or any of the stuff that Frog Pants does, all Scott Johnson stuff,
Very cool.
somebody's gonna win a swag bag right there, and you only can get those at Nerdtacular. And since Nerdtacular is come and gone, this is the only place to get it now. So
Yep. Yep.
make sure you guys enter. There's 5 different ways to enter. You can do one, you can do all 5, and there's only 9 people entered. So there's a high chance of winning.
What? I thought we were way more popular than that. You led me to believe we had 900 viewers every week. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then also keep an eye on our sister podcast, the Ktdata Anime Podcast. We're giving away stuff over there, and keep an eye on the main site, ktdata.net. If you go to kickcast.net, it takes you there too. There may or may not be a game console that will be given away in one of these contests.
My jaw just dropped. A console? Hot
Yes.
dog.
So keep an eye on that. And if you have any feedback, any cool projects you want to share, or you don't agree with anything, or if you think my math didn't work out for the charger, please send it to kickcast@ktdata.net or leave it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/kickcast, or on Twitter @kickcast, or on Google Plus.
We are everywhere.
Kickcast.net. And on Pinterest too, when I remember to update it.
Which is it's a really cool board because it's like everything we've covered in one place. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so keep an eye on all that, and thank you everybody who's been watching since day one. Laser Norm, I know you're one of them.
They were mentioning that we've grown along, a lot since the first year. So this is good.
Yeah, lots of it was different, and then now I like it.
How long have I been joining you? Oh, 7 months, 6. Maybe it's only been 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I joined on around the 11th or 12th episode. I don't know. I gotta find out. So awesome.
So it's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a party. We might have cake next episode. That'll be awesome.
Maybe we should. Maybe you and I should get together for that giveaway stuff.
Yeah, I'm staring at a stack of stuff I can give away over there. So why not on there? And Drew, thank you for being here. Thanks your wife for letting me steal you away for 2 hours on Tuesday nights.
Tuesday, she knows.
I really appreciate it because she's
digs
awesome on there, and we will see all of you guys. Oh, see.
Oh, she's studying for class tomorrow. Teachers study too.
What?
Awesome, guys. Yeah,
What?
I know.
Oh man, Drew's totally like rocking my world now. This is too crazy on here. But we will see all of you guys in 2 weeks. Till then, bye bye.
Bye bye.
This record. Watch my frame rates drop to like 9.
Dude, I can't wait for your Mac Pro 2.
It's gonna be awesome. I should
We should do a Kickstarter to purchase a new Mac Pro for KickCast. I mean, everybody on there Everyone knows and loves us. They would throw in $50 to get a better show, right? Right,
Especially,
guys?
especially if I hoard you off, dinner date with Drew for good $2,000.
I would be the top tier. Come pick Drew's brain. He'll tell you everything he knows about cooking gourmet food. That's awesome.
Did you tell your wife that there's a whole set of groupies that are like after you called the Droovies?
No, I don't think there is. But that would be funny.
It's the truth.
The Droovies.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Oh, Java, I don't want you to update right now. Gosh. Java. Java. Coming up in this episode of the KickCast, a way to take control of your dreams, a charger for your phone that doesn't take up a socket, and a game that will help you take your game to the... Coming up in this episode of the KickCast, why am I talking so slowly? Sulu, beam me up.